We are here with
Camille.
Just tell us your story. Why did you choose to be in a van?
Well, I've been looking at alternative lifestyle type situations for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in my van for 1 year, but before that, I just wanted to try something exciting and adventurous. And I live in Seattle, and it's getting really expensive to live there.
Gotcha.
And I just kept thinking, well, I'll get into the city and I'll be closer to work, and when this happened or when this happened, and I hit all those milestones. And right about when everything got right and it was time for me to move to the city and be close to my work,
Right.
the wrench just went
Mm.
So I did it out of wanting an adventure, but also out of a little bit of necessity.
Right.
I want to pay off some debt.
Okay.
I've already owned a home, and I know that's not for me, and I don't want to do that again. And I looked at boats. Seattle's a place where lots of people live aboard their boats, and those were just very damp, and I would still have to pay for marina rent.
Right.
And I wouldn't save as much money. And I came up with the idea of this because I had a travel trailer, a little teardrop trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not able to park that in the city, but I still wanted something to camp in because, Washington State is a wonderful place to be for recreation. And so I thought, well, I'll get a cheap cargo van. I'll throw an air mattress in there. Oh, I was so proud of myself. I'd come up with this idea all by myself.
And let's not forget, she is a single woman doing this.
Yeah. So I thought, I'll do that. And then, of course, I got to researching and realized I'm certainly not the first person to think of this. But that, one thing led to another, and I started to realize that lots of people do this. Then I started to realize lots of people do it full time.
Right.
And I looked at, Class B motorhomes because I
Right.
can stand up in them, and because I could still do the stealth thing a little bit in the city.
Right.
Or at least not be a nuisance.
Right.
And then I did the math, and I realized how much I could save on my bills, how much I could put away for retirement while also paying off my student loans at the same time.
Exactly.
And that was it. I thought, well, I don't care if I'm trailer trash.
We're not trailer trash.
It did. It took me a little while to sort of come around to the idea because it did seem so unconventional and weird.
Right.
But yeah, so I did research for about a year, and then I did research on and test drove more than a dozen different vehicles of all
Right.
different sizes.
Right.
And then got in this one, and I thought, you know what, this is it. And I mean, it's 7 feet wide.
Mhm.
It's 6'2" inside of here, and I love it. It's
A little tiny sink.
yeah, it's lived in, so don't look too close.
But it has everything that you need.
It has everything I need, even
And-
some stuff that I don't need.
Bathroom?
Yeah, you're welcome to go ahead and look in there. Like most people,
Ah.
that's also where I keep my laundry.
Gotcha.
But I
There's
think
the potty.
especially for
Shower.
ladies,
Right?
you want to have a bathroom.
Exactly.
I had quite a few requirements that I had to have. I needed to be able to cook in here because that's my passionate hobby.
Right?
And I've had to make a few adjustments, which I honestly have considered that a fun challenge, learning how to do the same things a different way.
Right.
I eat well. I still relax cooking every night. I still have people over and have meals with them. I had this cabinet installed, and so that does help. It's packed full
yeah.
of food and my cast iron skillets.
Sweet.
But I also needed to be able to stand up. I needed to have a toilet and a comfortable bed to
Right.
sleep on.
Exactly.
And, a year in, I have no intention of stopping. If anything, I would just change to a rig that's a little more accommodating in other ways that I didn't realize.
Right.
But I would still keep doing what I'm doing.
Good job.
I was paying about $1,300 in rent. And this payment, even on an expensive Class B, because these are not cheap.
Right.
Even with the payment, I pay $500 for everything. Utilities, van payment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you stealth camp.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your job, do you have a hard time finding a place to park?
Well,
I mean,
I have to pay for parking because parking in Seattle is at like a high premium. There's not
Gotcha.
a lot of parking available.
Okay.
So in order to park for work and actually find a place, because I work at a big organization that has
Right.
lots of people there, so I have to pay for that. But it's not very much. It comes right out of my paycheck. It's like I don't even know it's there.
Okay.
And I feel safe parking my van at work because it's enclosed.
Right.
There's security and police that go through there.
Gotcha.
And almost rarely do I ever see somebody just randomly wandering around.
Right.
So I think,
So, what if you didn't have that place? Are you okay parking on streets or in a Walmart or?
yeah, sometimes I park at Walmart. Sometimes I park at casinos.
Casinos are a good one.
Yeah, there's actually a couple casinos in my area that are friendly to RVers. And,
Right.
But I don't do that very often. I kind of just do that on the weekends if I don't have plans.
Right.
So I kind of have like a rotation of
Where you,
places in the city that are not in residential neighborhoods, because again, I don't want to be a nuisance.
right.
Places that are quiet, places that are not right up on somebody's house or business.
Right.
You know, little tucked away places that I found over the last year where I'm out of the way and it's quiet. Because I sleep, I
Sweet.
work nights, so I sleep during the day.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so sometimes parks is another place if they open up early enough and I work late enough in the morning,
Right.
then I can just go to a park and sleep.
Sweet.
You know, in a year, knock on wood, I haven't had any problems or knocks. I've not had any complaints. If anything, I keep my rig looking really clean and looking really nice at all times.
Exactly.
And I get compliments, actually. I get
Oh,
people who are
good.
curious.
Right.
I think that's,
Good.
you know, stealth is really a myth.
Uh-huh.
And what's really important is that you keep your vehicle clean and you don't look or act like a nuisance. And you move every day,
Right.
sometimes twice a day.
Okay.
So,
So, have you had a good time here at the RTR?
yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
Meeting people?
Yes, yeah, I've, you know, it's been a different experience for me than the people who come here all the time. I've kind of learned a lot of people come here because they're camping in the boonies all the time and they're here to socialize. Well, for me, camping is my escape, so it's been a little weird to be dropped right into the middle of like a desert camping city that's here just for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
But I've met people and I've had a great time with the people that I came with, and I've got to spend just leisurely amounts of time with them when I would normally only get to see them for short periods.
Right.
And I've gotten a lot of inspiration. I'm still in kind of a transition, and I'm not sure I'm going to keep this rig. I might get something different, and I eventually want to work remotely and not be in the city anymore. So it's been a great proving ground to sort of try that out and get other people's advice and
Right.
learn.
Exactly. So, this van has made you have more freedom.
Yeah, more financial freedom. I'm meeting my financial goals and paying down my debt faster than I have ever done that
Sweet.
in any other time frame of my life. But of course that takes discipline, you know.
Exactly.
Living in a van isn't necessarily always cheaper, you know. I do have to have like an emergency fund and things like that.
Right.
So,
Just in case.
and stuff goes wrong. Fortunately, I'm still under warranty. I got an extended warranty on this thing.
Very good.
But it does give me more freedom. I've camped more in 1 year than the entire 15 years I lived in Seattle.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Almost every weekend. Yeah.
Sweet.
And I took a 3,600 mile road trip in September. And I went all over the place down the coast of Oregon, the Redwoods. I drove all the way through Nevada, which is gorgeous.
Now, see, ladies, this is a single woman traveling by herself, and she's not afraid.
No.
You just can't be afraid. I mean, it's
Right.
an adventure.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be smart. I do have
Oh, look at her. She got a billy stick, honey. Ooh.
This is my truck stop tire knocker.
There you
And
go.
I'm pretty sure it doubles as a head knocker if necessary.
That's awesome.
So you have to, prepare for the best, but prepare for the worst, but expect the best. Yeah.
Exactly.
I have never felt unsafe yet. Again, knock on wood.
Right.
Not one time. I did have a rather strange person in the woods knock on my door in the morning, and I just said, no, I can't help you, and they went away.
Well, good.
Yeah,
Good.
but that's it. That's the only thing in 1 year I've never been bothered. I'm aware of my surroundings. I have safety devices in here, but it's just not that scary, to be honest with you.
Right.
There's ways around. There's ways to do things that make you feel more secure.
Very good.
The very first thing I did when I bought this van, before I even moved into it, was I spent a good chunk of change on an alarm system.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're thinking we might have to do that ourselves.
Yeah. It makes a difference in how I feel leaving it, to go
Good.
do things. Because
Right.
that's one of the scariest things. If you want to talk about fear, the things that make me afraid are leaving the van behind in the city, and going off to go to the movies or go see a friend.
Right.
The whole time you're like, my laptop's in there.
Yeah, my whole life is in
Yeah.
here.
I've
Yeah.
got a storage unit, so I don't have like my diamonds or anything like that in here. But you know what I mean?
Exactly.
My belongings are in here. So that's the kind of stuff.
Right.
That's,
It's your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your home.
Right. Granted, I have good insurance, but still,
Yeah.
But in terms of fearing for my life or fearing for my safety, I'm just not. Nowadays, you have GPS on your phone.
Exactly.
Somebody knows where I'm at all times, and my best friend and my closest relative can actually look at everywhere I am at any time, any given point on Google Maps. So I share my location with them. I always tell them where I'm going to stay overnight, when I'm going to be leaving. If I'm going to be outside of cell service, I have a specific date and time that I'm to get back in touch with them, and if I don't, then they're to call the authorities. I mean, what else can you do?
Exactly. Well, y'all heard it. She's set. And you love this. You love this lifestyle.
I do. Yeah. I really would like to keep doing this and going even further in terms of my mobility.
Right.
I feel like I'm full-time in my van, but I'm part-time travel, and I would like to be full-time van, full-time travel on the road and working on the road.
Exactly.
So that's in the future. I'm working towards
Hey.
that.
We all have plans, honey.
Yeah. And I've got some other goals I got to meet first before that can happen,
Good.
But
Okay.
that's where I'm headed.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Say bye.
Bye. If I could offer any advice, I'd say I wish I would have done it sooner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, ma'am.